The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRCMedia, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
This week on FRCmedia News, the Fall River School Committee holds a closed-door discussion on the future of Superintendent Dr. Tracy Curley. We speak to the city resident who developed the street plowing app used during last week's blizzard. And 5 years in, a local homeless support organization remains steadfast in its service to the community. All this and more coming up. It's Thursday, March 5th, 2026. This is FRCmedia News. I'm Keith Tebow. The Fall River School Committee last night met in executive session to discuss the request by some members to explore terminating the contract of School Superintendent Dr. Tracy Curley. Dr. Curley is nearly 2 years into a 3-year contract. Members critical of the superintendent's performance are looking to use a clause in her contract that allows termination without cause. After meeting on the item behind closed doors, the committee did not report any results of the discussion when it returned to open session. This morning, Mayor Paul Coogan did provide an update.
This is a big legal question because of contracts, the district, the city of Fall River, everybody making sure everybody's protected, and the conversations just did not conclude. As you know, it was about 10:30. We started at 5. That was the last item on the agenda. It did not wrap up, so there was really nothing to vote on. As I said, there was lawyers representing Tracy, lawyers representing the school committee, and of course lawyers representing the city. So those three parties were trying to come to some type of a resolution, whatever it is, but we couldn't really talk about it or get to a final point. This is going to be coming back, no doubt about it. I just am not sure when. We'll wait to see what happens in discussions and how they progress, and then we'll obviously we have to anything we do will have to be announced in public, but we just don't have anything to announce because nothing was resolved, and there will be obviously another meeting to do that when it's appropriate.
At the beginning of last night's meeting, residents, administrators, and teachers spoke in support of the superintendent.
I believe it's grossly negligent and a dereliction of duty. I strongly recommend that the 3 new members take some time to do their due diligence, take some input, take some information, and make an informed opinion, which I don't think is possible with your short stay here. You owe that to your constituents, your students, the teachers, the staff of the Fall River Public Schools, and most importantly, the citizens of Fall River, Massachusetts. This process has been rushed, not studied, and not analyzed properly. And it reeks of political payback and retribution.
As a labor leader, it's not typical for unions to come to the defense of the management. But what's right is right. This is not to say everything is perfect or that we don't have disagreements with district leadership. We do. There is important work ahead, and I believe Dr. Curley would be the first to acknowledge that the improvement must begin with her team. But election officials must also look in the mirror. Publicly disparaging someone because you disagree with their appointment is not leadership. Bombarding an employee with excessive demands that disrupt day-to-day operations is not governance. Scrutinizing every action while expecting confident decision-making is not oversight. It is destabilization.
Removing the superintendent without cause should be a measure of last resort, taken when the committee itself has done everything possible to foster a healthy working environment. From the outside, many of us do not see evidence of this effort. What we see is a pattern of conflict that seems to originate not from the administration, but from the governance side of the House. I urge this committee to reflect deeply on the message this decision, frankly, has already sent and the impact on the culture it has on our schools. Our students deserve adults who model collaboration, respect, and shared purpose. Thank you to Dr. Kirtley for believing in a community that raised you. I'm sorry to put you on this, we put you on a stage and allowed a small group of people to cut your legs out from under you. You deserve better. I hope your next district appreciates the kid from Fall River who was willing to work hard, believe in her team, and leave it all on the field.
Joey Ford from an educational watchdog organization called Parent Data Force relayed concerns by those in the district who are reluctant to come forward.
I come when I start hearing the same message from multiple people who don't even know each other. That the climate has become so tense, people feel that they can't speak openly without consequences. That is what I've been hearing about Fall River. There are over 850 teachers in the Fall River, and only an insignificant minority have chosen to come here tonight. Over the past several days, multiple people connected to this district have reached out to me privately, parents, staff, and community members. A consistent theme is fear. Fear of retaliation, fear of being targeted, fear of professional consequences. Regardless of anyone's position on leadership, a public school system should never become a place where people feel unsafe telling the truth. It is very inappropriate for a teachers' union to endorse a superintendent at all. Regardless of personal feelings, that's a conflict of interest. A union's role is to advocate for teachers, not campaign for district leadership. And from what I'm hearing, the silent majority does not support the union's position here. They are just scared to say it.
Fall River has gotten back to normal after being paralyzed last week due to the blizzard of 2026. Mayor Paul Coogan has an update as to what's still taking place, clearing city streets.
Potholes are now starting to rear their ugly heads. So we had 2 pothole crews out. We had people removing, piles from corners. As you said, using a snow plow, especially in the afternoon when it gets warm and the snow starts to soften up to try to widen some streets. I'm very thankful that the temperatures have gotten a little bit warmer and we had rain instead of snow the other night. So it is moving, it's moving out on its own. If we can get some, I'm seeing 60s. If we can get some 60s, we'll be way ahead of this.
The mayor added that the city is still collecting information on how much snow removal operations will cost and how it will be paid.
All of these vendors, DCM, police, fire, gave accounts of their overtime and what they spent, over and above on this storm. We bundle all that money together, not the bills, but our best good faith estimate of what it's going to cost us. We send it to MEMA. MEMA looks at it, and they decide, because we have thresholds to meet. I think as a state, we have to be over 13 million. As a county, we have to be over 2.8 or 2.6, whatever it is, million. I know we're going to blow right by all those thresholds. So we're going to be fine. And then we ask for support.
One of the key elements in the city's cleanup efforts came through the use of an app developed by a Fall River resident tracking the city's progress in plowing streets. Matt Medeiros is a father of 3 and has a background in computer science and technology podcasting. He understood the daunting task of cleaning city streets following the blizzard and decided to put his skills to work.
It was, it was Tuesday night headed into Wednesday, and I actually saw former Mayor Flanagan post something on Facebook like, wouldn't it be great if we had this list? And I've never talked to him before. I don't have any connection with him, but I was sitting here and, of course, AI and all this fascination around technology lately is sort of the in the headlines all over the place. And, I have a technical background. I work at a software company full time, and I sort of took to using a little bit of AI with my, knowledge of building software and product. Like, let me just get something out the door as fast as possible. This isn't something that, we were going to fine tune and get all the features and all the bells and whistles out the door all at once. And I knew we needed to get it out as fast as possible and as easy as possible, but also with like the most impact. So I kind of made it with using something called Claude Code. and I was building it out. Yeah, probably about an hour and a half, and I shot it over to Will Flanagan in a DM, and he shared it out. I just said, "Hey, I built this. You asked for it. I built it," and he just shared it. And then it started to take a life onto its own, where folks started to use it, and it was an interesting ride to see folks starting to use it, to start seeing the map light up, and um, went to bed and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." Like some people are using it. Then I woke up in the morning and I saw that the police Facebook page had recommended it, and that's when it was just starting to really go sort of viral, I guess you will.
The app proved to be so successful that some residents reached out to Mr. Medeiros, thinking he had influence over which streets were plowed next.
I certainly didn't expect this type of response. It was not on my bingo card that this was going to happen. But it was, it was great. I mean, it was great to be able to help out in sort of my own way. I mean, obviously the people that are out there doing the work, and the drivers and the plow drivers and, everyone else that came in, and emergency services. I mean, those people are out in the snow doing the critical heavy lifting. But to help with a little bit of technology and a little bit of data to help the city out was really gratifying. It's interesting seeing some of the comments come in of people either disliking it or discouraging the use of it, but that's the internet. I've kind of been used to that. I've been doing that for a very long time, but it was great to sort of like give back at the capacity that I could give back at, and especially being stuck in home. And again, like a lot of this stuff, I encourage folks to try to learn on their own. This isn't something that I think is supremely special. I think with AI and a lot of the technology we have moving forward, that a lot of folks be able to solve or create solutions like this for problems that communities have.
Soon after word of the app's success, Mr. Medeiros was asked to create similar apps for East Providence and Somerset, which could lead to opportunities for him in the future.
The other two towns actually want to talk to me. I had another city reach out to me that they want to set up a meeting this week to figure out how they can implement it. It's one of those things where it's interesting, like when you see this stuff roll out, that this type of software or this type of technology wasn't available or isn't available to cities, I guess, at hand. I mean, I understand every city has a different solution, but it was kind of wild to say that there was no kind of emergency map system like this where they could relay citizen information to the town and officials. I did a lot of research over the weekend to find out what other solutions were out there, and yeah, I mean, there are some, but a lot of them are costly, and they all don't work the same way. So, kind of interested to see what will happen next with this.
frplow.cc will definitely be one of those elements of the blizzard that will be remembered as we look back on the storm in years to come. Throughout the duration of the blizzard, city and other social service organizations remained on task to shelter and support those in the city who remain unhoused. Turning Human Realities into Valuable Empowerment, or Thrive, celebrated its 5th anniversary last fall as a volunteer-based operation that provides assistance for those in need.
Thrive provides the basic needs. So anything that the unsheltered person needs to survive outside. So that would be fresh clothing, the hygiene products. We also, on Thursdays and Saturdays, we serve breakfast. We have a sit-down lunch here, and they also get a meal to take home with them. Their home. We're like a hub. And so this is the place that people know that they can receive different services. If they don't have an ID, they can get one. If they don't have a birth certificate, we can try to find one. We provide warmth. More importantly, we also provide them with dignity. We provide them with an ear to hear whatever they're going through and what brought them to the living space they're in, living out in the street.
Thrive works with partner organizations to secure shelter space or transitional housing for the homeless. The organization hosts the unhoused twice a week on Thursdays and Saturdays, providing meals and medical assistance for a few hours at a time. Thrive has had difficulty finding a steady home, relying on short-term donated space. That's about to change as the organization is partnering with the Health First Family Care Center to secure a stable presence at the Community Health Center's location on Quarry Street beginning on March 19th.
It's a beautiful partnership because if anyone comes in and they need emergency care, then they can certainly provide it. If we have, someone that has a mental health issue, well, they are on premise, so we can just walk them over. So that's ideal. We will still continue with the other collaborations we have with the different organizations, but the real time will definitely be a benefit for sure.
Ms. Bradley says in the 5 years Thrive has been in operation, conditions have worsened for those in Fall River to live independent lives. When
we started, we had maybe 60 people, like 13 people on a Saturday was big. Having 19 was overwhelming, And now we have about 60 people on a given day. So Thursday and Saturday, and they're not duplicated people, maybe a handful. So Thursday people may not be Saturday people unless there's like a handful. Every time we shift and we transition, we do lose some of the people because they don't know where we are. Right. And of course they love the stability. So now we're breaking up that stability. So at this point we're hoping that Health First will definitely give us that stability that we need.
Ms. Bradley hopes that Thrive will no longer be needed to provide services to the community, but she says Fall River needs to consider changing its approach to creating more affordable housing.
There are different means we've seen from different states that have done different building models. So they've had tiny houses, right? And for whatever reason, Fall River seems to be a little bit resistant towards that. We, here in Fall River, the rents are not feasible for your average working family. And unfortunately, we get to see some of that because they no longer have a place to reside. And so they're forced into their cars or their vans. It's just a system that isn't working. So this old system isn't working, and they need to revamp it and really look at it because we've increased, we haven't decreased, so something's broken.
Next Tuesday, Mayor Paul Coogan will deliver his 7th State of the City address before a joint meeting of the City Council and School Committee. The mayor gave us a preview on what residents can expect to hear.
We just try to focus on the positive things. Does the city of Fall River have warts? Absolutely. I see them probably more than most, but we have so many good things going on in the city. Public safety, our fire department, police, EMS, our schools. We're turning around some numbers. We have a lot of good things going on, and it's a good time in the city of Fall River. Whether we're going to be opening up 79, whether we have new renovated mills coming online. We were at a groundbreaking on Bedford Street for that new building Tony Cadero's doing. I mean, there are just a lot of good things going on, and we're going to just try to keep the ball rolling.
We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Contracts Manager L3 Harris, located at 275 Martine Street, is looking for a full-time contracts manager to provide contractual guidance and direction for the execution of company programs. Job number 238-89275. Emergency Room Technician, St. Anne's Hospital, located at 795 Middle Street, seeks a full-time emergency room technician, responsible for providing emergency care to patients in the ER. Job number 238-88143. General Manager, Domino's Pizza, located at 390 Rhode Island Avenue, is seeking a full-time general manager, responsible for everything that happens during your shift. such as team members, cash control, and customer relations. Job number 238-83183. Data and Compliance Manager. The Fall River Deaconess Home, located at 259 Prospect Street, is urgently looking for a full-time data and compliance manager. For more information, call 508-674-4847. Walmart, located at 638 Quikasham Street, has an immediate need for the following full and part-time positions. Entertainment Team Associate. Job number 238-89860. Clean Team Lead. Job number 238-89863. For more information about these or other positions, visit Mass Hire JobQuest at jobquest.mass.gov or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
It's been a few weeks since we checked out the local business and economic development news in Fall River. And now that the blizzard is behind us, it's time to check in again with Kevin Lawrence of Fall River Development News, which you can find his content on Facebook. Kevin, how are you?
Good, and I'm looking forward to the snow finally melting.
I think it's going to be here for a little while, although we've got 60 degrees next week. So a lot of it should melt, but I think those piles are just not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But that's okay. As long as the weather gets warmer, we're heading in the right direction. All right, let's get started. A gas station, which a lot of people may know, which was on Duval Street for many years, was sort of out of the business for a little while due to the construction on Route 79 Duval Street. They're open again.
Yeah, the Global gas station at 431 Duval Street has finally reopened for business. It's been closed since late 2024. That gas station wasn't accessible to drivers for a good portion of the Duval Street waterfront reconstruction project. Now that that is finished, the gas station is back open. It was actually up for sale back in 2022. It was listed for an asking price of $990,000. Apparently, the owner didn't sell the station. I don't know if he didn't get any offers, but he's reopened it, and it's back in business for drivers who want to venture down Duval Street and fill up their tanks.
You know, and when activity starts to get real over there, I mean, it's going to be still many years away.
Yeah.
They're really the only gas station that's really in that neighborhood right now that I can think of. Obviously, you've got Shell that it's up President Avenue a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other gas stations that are really near there. So could be an opportunity. That's for sure.
That's the Duval Street extension. So it's
Right.
really, it's an offshoot of Duval Street. So there's not as much traffic as there was previously due to the new constructed waterfront Route 79 Duval Street project.
Yeah, but I guess if people need gasoline, I'm sure they'd find it.
Yeah.
All right, next up, a chain of hair salons will be making an appearance in the far north end of Fall River.
Yeah, Great Clips is coming to Fall River. They have over 4,400 hair salons in the U.S. and Canada. They're opening a new location inside the RK Plaza on North Main Street, adjacent to Shaw's. It was formerly occupied by Supercuts. That closed on December 31st. It's only been vacant for a couple of months, that spot, and Great Clips is going to be relocating there. The remodel is underway. No word as to when exactly they will open, but at least it won't be a vacant storefront in that plaza any longer, it looks like.
And I'm sure a lot of the internal infrastructure, right, is still very, in place and ready for another hair salon. So that'll be good up in that far north end.
Yeah.
All right, moving on now to closer to downtown. We've talked a lot over the past year or so plus about the future of the Sylvia School. It was sold last year to Anthony Cordero, and now he's looking to start the demolition and start work on that site.
Yeah, it's going to begin in about a week. The demolition of the former Frank M. Sylvia School, 138 Hartwell Street. Now, that property sustained a major fire damage back in March of 2025 inside building number 2. Building number 2 was torn down last year, but they did not raise building number 1. Anthony Cordero is about to do that within a week or so. He just received a demo permit from the city's building department, and he's going to take down that blighted 4-story structure to make way for a future 49-unit apartment complex. Cordero also has another project that he will be constructing nearby at 60 Hartwell Street. That land is where the former Thomas Edison Light Station once stood, and it'll consist of 2 new buildings at 60 Hartwell Street. and it will feature 102 unit market rate housing, which includes 5,000 square feet of commercial space on the ground level. So we have a lot to look forward to on Hartwell Street. 3 new buildings going up, one where the Sylvia School is, two others where the former Thomas Edison Light Station was previously located.
Yeah, and those 2 Cordero properties are going to be sort of like bookends to the Cosmopolitan Dispensary, which is right in the middle there.
Right in the middle, yeah.
So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that all, comes up in the coming months and years ahead.
Yep.
And finally, again, we always like to talk food at the end. A chain of cookies, Crumble Cookies, is coming to Fall River.
Yeah, Crumble Cookies are going to be locating inside the vacant Lucky Mart store. This is adjacent to Aldi and Ocean State Job Lot. It's in that plaza. That Lucky Mart's been vacant for many years. It's a 2,500 square foot space. It's under construction. The opening date has not been announced yet. Crumble Cookies is gourmet cookies. They also serve desserts and all kinds of other unique items. They have a location in Dartmouth, and the same franchisee who runs the one in Dartmouth is opening up the new one in Fall River in the South End, and we look forward to that. Can't wait to have some cookies, Keith.
Cookies are always good.
Yeah.
I never turn down a good cookie.
Yes.
All right, you can find out more of Kevin's work on Fall River Development News on Facebook. Please like and share his work there. All right, Kevin, we'll talk again next week. Take care.
Thank you, Keith.
My name is David Perry. I'm the president of the Greater Fall River Food Pantry. And what we do here is we provide food to clients that are in need. We're always trying to get more people involved in what we're doing, and we're trying to concentrate on youth. And it's all about helping people, and that's what we should all be doing, is helping someone. So it's a great opportunity for them to, come down here and give us a couple of hours a week. It's not long. It's 2 hours a day, and once they start volunteering, it's like a family. It really is. So getting these younger people involved, it's just great. It's great to see. It's great to have younger generations seeing what's going on in the real world, as we call it, and helping out.
I've gotten a new outlook on the community. I've been able to see all sides, helped me learn just a lot about Fall River as a whole.
We like to get students in from 14 years of age and older. It's not about the Greater Fall River Community Food Pantry. It's about what the Greater Fall River Community Food Pantry does as an outreach. We want to reach out to the community. Most schools require that the students put in volunteer hours. We're a perfect example of receiving those students, and that way they get their hours accredited, and it gives them a good learning experience.
Volunteering here made you feel good, felt like you were helping out the community, and also it really helped me out with making my application stand out with having volunteer hours on them. Like when I'm applying for jobs, I've been on the hunt right now, and I've gotten a lot more interviews since I did charity work here. Makes you really stand out, and also just feels good helping out the community.
I love hearing other people's lives, how other people live, other people's families. It's interesting, and I really like to do this work.
Come down and see what it's like. Come down and take an opportunity to help someone else. Come and see what's really happening in the world out there.
That's all for this week's edition of FRC Media News. Please visit our website, frmedia.org, for more local news and information. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. on Channel 95 and the Fall River HD channel, which you can find on Channel 1072. For all of us here at FRC Media News, have a great weekend. I'm Keith Tebow. We'll talk to you next Thursday.